Hey guys, welcome. Tonight we're going to be talking about Harry and Meghan, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and their trip to Germany for the Invictus game. And then we're going to catch up on some royal news and gossip. And I'm just very excited because it's been a while. So I'm excited to talk even about the anniversary of the Queen's death, what's going on with the relationship between King Charles, Prince William, and Prince Harry. Are Meghan and Harry going to get a divorce? Or are they staying together because they look very cozy? So just let me know, guys, where you're from. Hi from Tampa Bay. Hi from California. Hi, Janet. I'm Deanna from Hot for History. Please do subscribe. Please share this with your friends. This is a very interactive live. Honestly, we just talk about things that are going on in the royal family. And you guys tend to know so much more than I do, even because honestly, I haven't been following as closely lately because I've been all over the place. Hi from Jacksonville, Florida. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Bunny. Hi, Janet. And Elizabeth from Austin, Texas. You're where all the fun is. My son lived there for a while. I was obsessed with Austin, Texas. Tampa Bay, Tampa. Hello from Alabama. Okay, Alabama, I think I've been told that you have to be a football fan if you're from Alabama, college football, and I'm just a little out of it. So we're going to talk a little bit about, all of this drama with the royal family. It's been kind of quiet. Hello from Chicago. I'm a Chicago girl too. Well, not really. I'm from Rockford. You've probably heard of Rockford, and then also from right outside of in kind of the Illinois Valley. I have a home there. Grew up there. So I'm a Midwest girl to France. Is it France? Love that name. It's beautiful. Okay, so let's talk. Let me enlarge this. And listen, for those of you who are new here, please do engage. If there's any comment you want to say, I like to put them on the screen. We're going to start with this. So up until the Invictus Games, there was a little bit of, let's say, I don't know, kind of shade on the couple, on the royal couple. Because they've been so estranged for so long. And then the Invictus Games, it was like love bombing. So and you say it perfectly. The Sussexes have been giving us PDA since the Beyonce birthday concert in LA. Yeah, it's just like bam. And so the other thing is that Germany is all about them. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Okay, there we go. See, just had to put that up for those of you who are football fans. Okay, so yeah, so what is this all about? Now, the British press is like, oh, we hate them, and we're all frustrated with them. We've been frustrated with them and the kind of the disrespect to the royal family. But now Germany is all about Meghan and Harry, and then there's all these rumors out that the royal family is not happy with that because their press is going up since they've been out. Now, the Invictus Games show, the docuseries, did not do so well for Harry, but them showing up live and being all about this definitely gave them a boost. And but do we think it's authentic? Because it seems like the press, like even some of these articles, I'm wondering if what's planted, because we know in the past that things have seemed to be planted. They've been planted and leaked, as Harry always says. Happens from both sides. It happens from the royal family about other people, and it happens from the Sussex camp too. So Lynn says they will do anything to stay on top. And so it's possible. It's possible. So let me just read this article, though, because they did well in Germany. It says Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's trip to Dusseldorf, Germany for the Invictus Game has been a huge success. Now, again, this is Yahoo News. So has it been? I'm not in Germany, but it seems like they've been well received. And it says, but not everyone's thrilled with this, that the British tabloids who are constantly criticizing them seem downright shocked. They're just in shock that they've been popular in Germany and the German press is gushing over them in their country. Well, I mean, it's exciting for Germany to be able to host the Invictus Games, I think. And I think that there's a lot of pride there for that. The Daily Mail couldn't believe their eyes when they noted that only positive headlines. Again, this is Yahoo. It seems honestly that anybody could have written this, and I don't know how true it is. When they noted only positive headlines are being used to describe the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, they were confounded that there have yet to be negative comments about the public appearance. And why should there be? See, this almost sounds like Meghan has written it. Harry and Meghan have been gracious hosts, cheering athletes from all over the world who are inspiring everyone with their athletic talents and mental fortitude. There really isn't anything to criticize. I mean, who says that even in an article? Unless you're writing like a college newspaper. That's what I think. This is hysterical. Please, Germany, take them. I'm going to leave that up for a minute. A reporter from Germany's Bild newspaper shared with the Daily Mail. And again, I don't know. It just seems a little much. It seems like love bombing, right? I think people are very interested to see how they are together with their dynamic as a couple. They're very popular here. You only have to see how hundreds of people waited in the market square outside the town hall to try to see them. It was the same the previous year when they came to start the countdown to the games. The royal drama doesn't define Prince Harry and Meghan the way the British media seems to think it does. Nobody has been perfect in the family feud. That is a true statement. But I don't think it's even too. I think that these two have thrown more axes into it than others. They've been very intense, but people can see the goodwill the couple is delivering, and the citizens of Germany are reacting to positive energy. And I think that's nice because I'm partial to Germany because my family's from there. But another reporter explained that while they are aware of the royal rift, there's plenty of love to go around. So they say people are fascinated. There are two camps here in Germany, Team Harry and Meghan and Team Kate and Will. It has been interesting seeing them together. Now they are here. People see that they are happy. Meghan and Harry seem happy. Okay, so they were all over each other. Lots of public displays of affection, tons of it. It didn't seem to stop. It just went on and on. Now it's Harry's birthday. And for 2 years in a row, apparently, there's been no mention of Harry or Meghan on, let's say, the official royal, the official royal social media pages. Nothing, not a happy birthday, nothing. Okay, Germany, to a point, has a habit of liking anything the UK doesn't. They are also very liberal socialists that would buy into the whole Meghan and Harry story. Possibly, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm following you there. Okay, Lynn. Okay, all right. So what do you guys think about this, though? I feel like even if your family is, I don't know, I feel like it's not right not to mention their happy birthday, although I know they're not official royals anymore, but shouldn't they at least say happy birthday to Prince Harry? I mean, for a while, the king was definitely throwing out some olive branches, like he was all about that. But now it's like you're snubbed on your 39th birthday. In the meantime, the entire arena apparently saying happy birthday to him, and Meghan was seen patting him on the back, all this. There have been some intense memes about Meghan that I couldn't get on here. Like, there was sort of this military march going on, and she wasn't even standing like next to Harry. She was sort of marching with these guys, and both Harry and Meghan were extremely casual. And then, so there was a lot of criticism about that because they think that they should have showed a little bit more, let's say, respect, and been a little bit more, I don't know, sort of just serious about, about that, but they weren't apparently. So it says they've stayed like tight-lipped about Prince Harry's birthday. I mean, maybe they called him behind the scenes, but it says King Charles and Queen Camilla, as well as the Prince and Princess of Wales, did not share any birthday wishes for the Duke of Sussex. None of them. Harry is currently attending the Invictus Games in Germany, where he celebrated his birthday with Meghan as a couple. Okay, then they went out to a restaurant. Of course, they were all thrilled. They were at this restaurant, and so everybody was all excited. And yeah, so I don't know. I was watching some of this, and one of the things, and I'll pull up another comment in a second, but I'm just going to say this, something dawned on me. Like, I'm going to show you a picture in a second that's actually an AI picture of, I mean, I would fast forward through it. I'm going to do it because I just feel like talking about this right now, and then I'll go backwards. Look at this picture. This is obviously not real. It's an AI generated picture of a reunion of Harry and Will. And they're saying that's at the coronation, had that happened, right? And I looked at this picture and I was like, oh, wow. Because at the end of the day, it's all so sad because what if, I mean, he already lost some quality time with his grandmother. His children didn't really get to spend much time with the queen at all. So they didn't get to experience their great grandmother. And then, like, at the end of your life, like all of these moments that you miss being, I mean, even if you're across the pond, that's one thing because we all have kids and, that are all over the place. But to have this rift where at least there's not some kind of coming together is very sad. It's very sad. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that they should reconcile? Do you think that they will? Okay, Lynn's not answering this particular question, but I'm going to look at her comment. I think that the royal family have sent out so many olive branches. That's true. Well, this sort of answers the question a little bit over the years, only to have them burned down or used against them. So I'm not surprised that the royal family didn't publicly wish them a happy birthday. Yeah, I mean, it's so sad to me because I just feel like life is so short. And to me, the sad part is, even though everybody's just so curious and they get kind of hyped up, oh my gosh, what's Harry and Meghan doing? What are Will and Kate doing? The truth of the matter is that this is a family and it's just sad. And then Prince William never denied beating up his little brother. Yeah, I mean, maybe like, granted, like, I don't know what the extent of that was. I mean, obviously he hit his back or whatever he said when he fell. But I mean, I have 3 sons and then I have so I have 3 sons and then I have a son-in-law. Like, these guys are rough. Like, they are, they're rough. They're rough sometimes. So, I mean, I don't know, Bunny. I don't know. He should have, I guess, maybe apologize, but if he had just denied it, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, if he's a regular abuser, then seriously, that's a problem. Obviously, we don't want that. We want them to be happy and together. But also sometimes there are things that happen that are so hurtful. William probably feels that way about everything that that Harry said. Harry, like, that one experience could have been so devastating for him when they got into this rift, right? So I don't know. This article I wanted to bring up because it just sort of came up. Again, it's not on any kind of major outlet, so we don't know how true it is, but it's about a Paul Burrell quote. And this made me sad because any of you who have watched me on these lives frequently know that one of my biggest annoyances with Harry and Meghan is the way that Lilibet and Archie didn't get to spend some quality time with their great grandmother, get in those pictures, get to be there for, some special time. So this, again, could be a total rumor. So again, I'm just going to read it. Queen Elizabeth II couldn't celebrate her youngest great-granddaughter Lilibet's first birthday. A special birthday cake with an unlit candle was prepared for Lilibet, but Prince Harry and Meghan had other plans. A solitary candle. Now, okay, if they just had other plans, why would they have had a cake, right? So it's either not that they had other plans or that there was some kind of miscommunication, or the communication was there and then they just kind of reneged on it, right? That's if this is true. A solitary candle on a birthday cake can tell a tale of love and longing. Okay, that's kind of super sweet. The sentiment was acutely felt by Queen Elizabeth II, who couldn't spend time with her youngest great-granddaughter Lilibet on her first birthday. The story comes to us through Paul Burrell. Now, Paul Burrell has been on it and has been off it, so I don't know. The story comes to us through Paul Burrell, a former footman for the British monarch, in an exclusive talk with the Mirror. Named after the Queen Elizabeth's nickname, the youngest great-granddaughter held a special place in the Queen's heart. The title is a tribute not just to the Queen, but also to the late Princess of Wales, Diana, carrying her as the middle name. The Queen was especially touched by the choice of name. See, this part I don't necessarily know if that's true. Was she touched? Was Queen Elizabeth touched? I thought it was, some say it was disrespectful that she didn't talk to them about the name. I would think it was cute personally, but then others are like, they should have asked. The Queen had been dealing with failing health, but it didn't diminish her eagerness to connect with Lilibet. Her attempts were even more earnest after Harry and Meghan relocated to America, making a poignant chapter in the monarch's life, as per Paul Burrell. The family did return to the UK in June of 2022 for the Platinum Jubilee celebration, yet the Queen's longing to celebrate her great-granddaughter's first birthday in person remained unfulfilled. On the occasion of the Queen had a special birthday cake made for Lilibet, complete with a candle. If this is true, this is just freaking me out because I imagine, because I love older people, especially in their 80s and 90s. Like, she's sitting there with a candle, wanting to celebrate her great-granddaughter, if this is true, and then she doesn't come in. But I know that this is kind of, they're really trying to tug at the heartstrings with this article. But anyhow, unfortunately, the candle remained unlit. Harry, Meghan, and Lilibet chose to have a quiet picnic at Frogmore in Windsor instead. And the Queen couldn't go over there. The Queen, who was supposed to be a part of the Epsom Derby in Surrey, had to cancel her plans due to mobility issues. So she couldn't go over there. She had mobility issues. The Queen had a birthday cake made with one candle in it, and they never turned up. The candle was never lit. Oh, okay. Burrell noted that the Queen had expressed a sense of confusion and sadness when she found out the family had left for America after the birthday without saying goodbye. I cannot. When she inquired about meeting them again over tea, she was told that they had already departed. In his experience, the Queen was a simple soul, devoid of traits like jealousy or anger. Okay, we need to break this down. Okay, again, could just be a rumor, but my goodness. Let me read what Judith is saying. Can Meghan or Harry do anything right for you English people? Princess, Dutch, Meghan, J. Crew, jacket, broke, Jake. I don't know what you're talking about with the jacket, because I've not said anything about her clothing at all. I don't know anything about, and I'm American. I'm, whatever. So, we are breaking it down. We usually will say things about the royal family. I didn't say anything about her clothing. The one thing I will say about Meghan, I always think that Meghan looks great. Okay. There were some people who were talking about, where she was standing and that type of thing. And I'm just delivering a message. Okay. Lynn, boys fight. I grew up with all boys. I believe that if William was someone who really beat on Harry, it would have been in his book. Well, it was in his book. It would have been. It's sad more than anything about the things the kids are missing. So it was in his book. Harry said that it was at their cottage, their little cottage at Kensington Palace. When he got in a fight, he pushed him over, and then he had he fell onto a dog dish and it hurt him. Yeah. So funny. Prince Harry and Meghan couldn't name their daughter by Queen Elizabeth's real name because Princess Charlotte's full name is Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. Good point. So they got creative and they wanted to use Diana as well, although it wouldn't stop people. Everybody has used like Elizabeth, but Elizabeth Diana would be, you're right. It would have been kind of a too close, I guess. I think the Queen thought it was a cute gesture to use her name, yet was upset they didn't ask. Harry and Meghan have never made it easy for the royal family to connect with them or their kids. Right. Yes. I heard Queen Elizabeth had pink eye on Lilibet's birthday, and that's why the meeting was short and no photos were taken. This is what I'm saying. None of us know. These are like rumors going around all the time. And this particular article could totally be, because it definitely sounds like something from a Hallmark movie. I'm just being honest. I thought it was interesting though, so I wanted to read it. Okay, so let's go back to this. So Meghan and Harry were, Meghan spoke. Okay, hold on a second. She's speaking about the jacket Meghan wore in the Invictus game. Everyone liked it and broke J. Crew's website. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Then why are you saying that we said she can't do anything right? I'm saying what I will say 1,000% is that this appearance to the Invictus game was a huge boost for them. And I think that they should do more things like that. You know, we've always said that Harry and Meghan, well, especially Harry, should lean into the Invictus Games, get out there more. You know, so the Invictus Games, if he had leaned into it in the beginning rather than all of that stuff, there probably wouldn't have been any negative press. And personally, I think that their star would have been like way up there by now. You know, if there wasn't the drama with the royal family, just go out there, be beautiful, the gorgeous young couple that you are, and do your thing, like really do your thing, but be respectful to, you know, to the people that you love, you know, because, or that, you know, are in your family. It doesn't mean that you need to agree with everything. Trust me, we all have to walk that line, don't we? Don't we all walk that line that's like, ugh, like some family members you don't really want to hang out with, but you do it. You know, you just do it. You go to the Christmas parties, you do that because in all honesty, you don't see them that much anyhow. How often would they really have to see the royal family? Like a few times. So without it being all this dramatic. I was speaking of the fact that if William was beating Harry, yeah, on a regular basis, not just a fight, that's true. I'm sure he would have mentioned that. So Harry, anyhow, I feel like this event, this particular event was a way to kind of, it did kind of soften a lot of the rumors about, okay, are they together or aren't they? Because they were like, it started with the dancing on, that's the other thing. We didn't really talk about it much, but at the Beyonce concert, so poorly timed, which was on the eve of the Queen's 1-year anniversary death. Now, some people will say, like, you know, my mother passed away in 2019. I remember her on that day, but it's not like I'm sitting there all day in a funk, right? It makes me, I bring back memories and whatever, but sometimes going to a concert or something, I call it pattern interrupt, when it's like, even if you are in grief, because even if you are in a deep grief and you go for something like that, it's important to kind of jolt out of that grief because you can't just stay in it so much. So I don't think that that criticism was necessarily, I don't know. I thought it was definitely, I don't know, unwarranted. But that happened. So this time Meghan spoke, he spoke about Meghan, and they definitely edified Nigeria because that, she says she has Nigerian blood. She claims to have 43% Nigerian blood. And so they were all about Nigeria. She bonded with a Nigerian athlete. And then Harry went up and started to talk about that. So he, you know, and he talks about how competitive they are in the family, which is fine. Okay, so then Lynn says my only issue with Meghan and Harry at the Invictus game was Meghan's speech on family values. Yeah, there are a lot of cringy moments. I mean, you know, a lot of cringy moments. It's sort of like, if you have the family values and you're not talking to your dad, your children are not talking to, don't even get to meet their grandparents on either side. So yeah. Okay. So we're back on the Harry and Will fight. Okay. I think the last beating was the last straw. That's why he mentioned in his book. Okay. But we don't know. We really don't know if they had any other like physical fights like that. But I mean, again, I don't know. I don't know how physical they were. I don't know how many fights they were. I don't know if, I mean, Harry's a sensitive guy too, so he may just be oversensitive, or the opposite. He just it may be that he dealt with it for so long that he never rarely talked about it. It was just norm, and he finally got to him, just like you said. So we don't know. I mean, I'm not sure about that, but whatever. So, okay, now let's talk about, so this was it. So the Invictus Games docuseries was not that popular, but Harry and Meghan at the event was very popular. Follow me here. We want the Sussexes in America. Thank you. We love them in California. I think some people love them and some people don't. I think they're better received in America, probably, obviously in Germany. The British press despises them. I think we're split in America. I don't even think it's 50-50 split though. I don't know. I think we're sort of, we don't really care. I do think after this event, and if there's more, I think there's redemption for them in the press. I think the British press is going to have to kind of back down. And if they keep getting good press like this, I think that they're going to be fine. They're going to end up, everything that went down where it was like, oh, the end of the world for them, it's going to turn around. And so it's going to all of a sudden be much better. So I think I don't like to make blanket statements like that, you know, like everybody, like we all love them in California. I don't think everybody loves them, but I do think that they are loved more in America than they are in the UK. That's for sure. And obviously they're loved more in Germany than they are in the UK. And so I think part of that article that I read, Judith, was probably true, that like the British press, you know, they're a little ticked off because they got some positive press. Okay, so this, I just wanted to read. We read this the other day. King Charles is extending an olive branch to his estranged son. This is a little old. It's from, well, not so old. It's from November. It's from September 11th. He has an invitation, but the monarch has certain conditions regarding these discussions, according to inside sources speaking to Bella magazine. Primarily, he expects future family matters to remain confidential. Thereby, I mean, I would want my family conversations confidential too, thereby drawing a line in the sand against any future public revelations by Prince Harry and his wife Meghan. The king is said to be deeply affected by the public controversies involving Prince Harry and Meghan. But then I do think that he should have said happy birthday, just saying that, about their disagreements with the royal family. Nonetheless, the insiders suggest that the king's love for his son remains unshaken, albeit with the stipulation that discussions about the family would not be made public going forward. I think that's a reasonable thing. It's like, okay, we're going to make a statement about the family. We need to just talk to you. This is the statement we want to make, you know. I think that that's reasonable. I mean, because if you're really doing all these other things, then just have an agreement. I mean, my sister hates when I take a picture of her and post it without her seeing it because she's so hypersensitive to like her weight. So I have to make sure that she sees it. We approve it before I post it. That's the deal. And that's just because you love people. I mean, my other sister, you know, wanted us all to take tests, you know, because she had gone through esophageal cancer. I'm not always taking those things because I don't really like to, but she's in my house. It makes her feel more comfortable. So I'll take it because she has an immune issue right now after having cancer. So there are just things that we do in order to accommodate them, even if we don't agree. And so I feel like it's reasonable for the king to say, okay, let's talk, but can we agree not to, you know, have these spats and like make everybody know it? But I think the king has to do it on his side too, because a lot of people think that Camilla is like, has been part of the problem in like delivering news to the press. Okay, wait, we were talking about, I think, Charlotte for a second. But if he was willing to throw his 3-year-old niece into his book, I'm pretty sure that is true. He wouldn't have had a problem. Harry used to have a close relationship with his niece and nephew. Remember, they lived in the same building. Yeah. But that's why, I don't know, that story with regarding Charlotte makes me sad too. I grew up in England. Okay, what's Barbara saying? And watched the boys grow up. Harry especially hasn't been right since Princess Diana died. Yeah, he needs more therapy, but I wish he would seek it privately. That's exactly where I'm at, Barbara, because it's sort of like, you don't want to, like, I feel like Harry doesn't have a filter. Like he was never taught when he first realized that he could express all of these feelings. And I feel like he felt much safer with Meghan. And once he started to feel safe, it just all came out, but nobody taught him to stay close and quiet about it. I mean, I remember being that type of person. I really believed that you had to talk everything out. You always had to talk it out, talk it out, talk it out. Now I realize that it's kind of more mature and you have a little bit more self-control if you learn how to pause a little bit, because sometimes we have moods, sometimes we have things going on that is good to just pause, especially if you're going through your therapy, right? And just think about it and keep certain things private because they're just going to be It's just going to be better that way because you may not feel the same way in 2 weeks. You may not feel the same way in a month. You may not feel as angry about that thing when it first comes out in therapy, right? So I feel the same way. I agree with you. I think that's really great. The last poll I saw was William was polling higher than the other royals. Okay, with Biden, Harry, and Meghan at the bottom. Yeah. Most, and Andrew, don't forget Andrew. Most of California isn't even in the same atmosphere as the rest of America on pretty much things, so they can stay in California. Meanwhile, hello from California, soon to be a transplant to Oklahoma. Oh my gosh. Listen, so many people are kind of, I don't know if you're moving back home, but I've been all around the world, and I have a house in Illinois when everybody else was leaving the state. So I hope you enjoy it. I know I have a lot of friends moving from California to Idaho and Utah, but Oklahoma is a great place. I have a lot of friends in Oklahoma. The Royals should make a pact to go to Balmoral each summer as a retreat and yeah, I agree, and hash out their problems. 1,000,000%. Okay, as much as I don't like how Harry and Meghan act, I do hope he can make amends with his family and hers too, especially I do too. I have family in Oklahoma. I feel the same way. I think that it would be great for them. Okay, so hello, I love California. My daughter lives in Los Angeles, so I was not happy when she moved, but I love going to California. I don't want to live there, but I love going to California. The best weather. It's so much fun. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous state. And I will say one thing, my daughter and my son-in-law are thrilled. They are having a blast. They're young and they're just having a blast. And my other daughter, because her older sister lives there now, is like, oh, I love it there so much. So yeah, I'd rather they didn't move there because I don't like them being so far away. Anyhow, he will always be there for him. But okay, so I'm still reading this article. So will they talk or won't they talk? They should talk. And do we even need to know if they talk? Do we even need to know? So maybe they have talked. Maybe they, this is going to sound crazy. Maybe they did agree not to talk too much about the family and they actually talked. And the reason we don't know is because they're not telling us. Follow me there. Follow what I'm putting down. Okay. So, and I do hear that Montecito's gorgeous. Okay. Coronation chairs to be sold at charity, but they're not going to tell people where the coronation chairs, like who sat in the coronation chairs. Like you could get maybe the queen's chair, probably not. I mean, whether the king, no, they're not going to hand out those chairs. But anyhow, I'm going off on a tangent. But apparently they are going to sell or give away the coronation chairs, which I find fascinating. So details on who sat on the chair will be kept under wraps to keep pricing at similar levels. Why? They're auctioning it off? Wouldn't they make more money if they knew that this was the chair that Harry sat in, or the Camilla sat in this on the side when she wasn't on the throne? I don't know. 12 chairs they're made for the king's coronation will be sold at Christie's in the autumn, but their royal occupants remain a mystery. That makes no sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Okay, my sister's trying to get me to move to California near San Francisco. I like the area near like San Jose. I love visiting California. I can't live there based on, I don't know. I did live there actually in Los Angeles years ago. The one with the frilly font belongs to Camilla. That's how we know. There's got to be signs. They'll probably like brush it for DNA. Oh, this one must be the king's. Okay, so then this is just the last thing. It seems kind of silly, but there is this place that they used to all go to, and apparently they're banned now from this 170-year-old hunting tradition estate. It's a multi-million-dollar estate near Balmoral. So the royal family's been banned from this hunting lodge on the Scottish estate near Balmoral, which brings a dramatic end to a 175-year-old tradition. Can you imagine? Since 1852, the royals have been spent time shooting, deer stalking, and fishing at the Abergeldy estate in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. It's the pastime that has been in the family since Balmoral Estate was purchased by Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, which subsequently granted them access to this 11,500 acre plot. But after the estate went up for sale in 2020, the new owner has ended the royal lease. So they actually had a lease with the previous owners. That means that King Charles and his family are no longer able to use it. According to the planning documents filed by the Abergeldy's new owner, who is Alistair Story, plans to revamp the grounds. He wants to make it into like a hunting ground for the public because it has all of these houses. It says for the last 175 years, the royal family have leased the sporting rights at Abergeldy, but that has now ceased and will be actively run by the new lord. Docs filed with Aberdeenshire Council says. So Story, who's 70 years old, purchased the estate for 28 million pounds and wants it to be used for commercial shooting. He also wants new accommodations to be built on the estate for paying visitors to support the sporting. So we're seeing a lot more of this. So like a lot of their real estate, you know, he's like, Charles is kind of shutting it down. And I know, Bunny, that you said, you're like, this is the other day. Well, now it's been like 2 weeks. You're like, hey, I think Charles is trying to get rid of, like, he's trying to end the royal situation in his lifetime. That remains to be seen, but I think it's very intriguing. I don't know what you guys think. I think it's very intriguing. And maybe Meghan and Harry are kind of aware of it. Maybe they're like, this is so, you know, over it. And I think in some ways, if the advantage for them being separate from the royal family is that if things kind of go down like in the wrong way, they're going to be like happy to be kind of away from them. So I don't know. I just wanted to discuss, just to recap. We've been watching the past year, especially, brutal press regarding Harry and Meghan. And also some of it's rightfully so, because we had the Netflix series, it's just been bam, 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 bam toward the royal family. And then they kind of went through this period. Netflix series last year was a huge hit. Then things kind of caved. Meghan's podcast didn't do so well, and she lost her Spotify deal. So the past several months have been like, whoa, there's been all this speculation. Like, are they together? Are they not together? Their popularity kind of went down a lot. And then also then they lost the Spotify deal. The Invictus Games deal was on TV. The documentary did not do well, but the appearance with them together at this event was a huge success. So it was a huge success. She sold her J. Crew. Sorry, I didn't realize about the J. Crew jackets. I know that people were talking about her clothes, many in a negative way. That's too big. Is she changing her clothes again? Is she doing whatever? I do think Meghan looks great. I don't like the fact that she did say that one time, I never got to wear bright clothes. I had to tone things down. And yet she's an earthy. I like the earth colors that she wears, but I don't think it was genuine, her saying, oh, you know, I was never allowed to wear bright clothes because I wanted to, but now she gets to wear whatever she wants. And she's always wearing earth tones. She looks great in earth tones. I'm just saying, I don't understand. The royal estates, many of them are up for, I added something to this, are up for liquidation, and so is the crown. Charles knows he will be the last. Well, girl, we're going to have to be talking for a long time to see this, right? We're going to have to keep talking to see if, you know, go back in these and see if you were right. It kind of feels that way, but then others are like, no, the royal family has like a 200-year plan. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's royals all over the place, but I did get, like, the coronation for me, I looked so forward to it, but I laughed. I laughed when the king came in there and he was walking so slow and he had the gown on. It just seems so preposterous. Like it seemed ridiculous, you know, like all of that formality. And yet it's what, you know, England is all about that. Like I love the royal history. I love this whole, because I'm really into fairy tales and I love the romantic thing. I like that there are princesses in the world. I like that I love all of that. But when you see it, the coronation, I don't know. I think if William had been wearing the robe and he hadn't been like just kind of hobbling down there, I probably would have been fine. But this was shocking to me. And then even Camilla had this kind of look. Remember Camilla with the Cheshire cat look when she was sort of like, I'm crowned queen. And those of us who were holding out for Diana and were remembering Diana on that day, it was just too much to watch. Cringy. Okay, I'm sorry. So this is what we do. We just kind of go back and forth. We talk about the stuff. You guys are the best. I thank you, Janet, Bunny, Lynn, Elizabeth, Dee, Tammy. I'm probably not going to mention all of you guys. Jeanette, France, Lynn, Judith, Stephen. I didn't even see you in there. And you wonder what's going on in his head. Okay. And if I didn't mention you, there's just so many of you. So I apologize. But thank you guys so much for being here. This was a great conversation. Now I'm going to have to go back and look at the fashion that she wore because I didn't get to look at it. I've been so busy with other things. And I appreciate you guys so much. Please do subscribe to Hot for History. Watch my other videos. I'm going to be uploading. I upload a lot of shorts pretty much every day. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great night.